Happy Father's Day, Knicks Nation. Glory and happy Father's Day, Knicks Nation. Um, I hope you're all enjoying your weekend. I hope your families are enjoying your weekend and that the needs of you and your families are being met today. Be safe on this Father's Day. Happy Father's Day and welcome us, optimistic Giants fan Richard Williams, Walter Blackman, Miss Nancy Stevenson. Welcome to all of you. As we are now in about the second week since Tom Thibodeau was fired from the Knicks. Knicks fan for life. Welcome, Malik Shabazz. Happy Father's Day to you, Jim Ardino and John Pettit. How are you? Jay Sniper, Senior Beef, my brother. Miss Bernadette Lumley. Good afternoon, Lumley. Clint Stewart, welcome to you. I'm going to be calling a lot of my friends and fam after we're done here to wish the happy Father's Day. I've been running around normally what I do on Sundays, and I just got back. Ronald Rondon, happy Father's Day to you as well. Thank you. Yuri Ark, thank you. Happy Father's Day. Lee Thomas, blessings. Good afternoon, New York State of Mind. How you doing? Yeah, right. I wish not, I hope not, but there's always knuckleheads. One thing about the Knicks Nation, it's like a human body. The Knicks Nation is like a human body. And a human body has body parts. There is a brain, there is a mouth, there is a heart, and there's also an anal cavity. And all of these body parts are part of the human body, which also represents Knicks Nation. There are brains, there are mouths, there are hearts, and there are anal cavities. They exist. And so you're going to have that in everybody, including Knicks Nation. So you're going to always have anal cavities, and they will show themselves to be what they are. Welcome, Deshaun Wilson. Welcome, Luke Walker Visions. Did I say that right? So yeah, obviously clickbait season. And the thing is that I've learned. I know naively, I thought by telling people it was clickbait season, that a lot of people would recognize the clickbait and not get taken in by it. But then I have learned that there are people that welcome clickbait season, just like there are people that avoid gossip. And there are people that welcome and encourage gossip. It's like bringing excitement to their lives. They love gossip. They love the encouragement. So they want that. You would expect, from an upright perspective, you would say we would avoid gossip. But no, there's people that love gossip and they want it and they thrive on it. And it's part of who they are. I know it's not saying much for their character, but the truth is the truth. And that's the same among Knicks Nation. It is clickbait season, major league clickbait season. And you're going to see that right now, all the way through free agency. You're going to have clickbait season. That's what's going to happen. You're going to have right now the proposed coaches, the proposed trades. You're going to have the trades for draft picks and who the Knicks are going to draft, probably nobody, and all of that. Then at free agency, you're going to have all the rumors about the free agents coming to the Knicks. And then, of course, after that is over, there's a dead period in August. And then you get all kind of crap then, too. And then comes training camp. Yes, the big news is Orlando took swing for the fence. Actually, if you think about this, Knicks Nation, welcome J.R. Acosta, my Florida brother, and Kyle Lott, and Curious Kev, and Jeremy Nesbaum. Welcome. So the Desmond Bane to Orlando trade is really, honestly, following the example of the New York Knicks Mikal Bridges trade. Why do I say that? Orlando, but they obtained last year or the year before from Denver, KCP, right? They obtained Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. They were hoping that with the addition of Pope next to Suggs, that with also Paolo Banchero and, of course, Franz Wagner, they would form, a nice core group that could take them to the next level. It didn't work out, right? It didn't work out for various reasons. And so they traded KCP, and they get a very young or a young guy that's really on the uptick, a burgeoning star in Desmond Bain, who I liked a lot coming out of TCU. I liked him a lot. That's the year I think we got Emmanuel Quickly. There were two players I wanted ahead of that. One of them was Desmond Bain. The other one was Maxey. I wanted Maxey, both of those. I did not really want Quickly, and I was disappointed that they chose Quickly. I ended up really liking Quickly. I didn't have anything against him coming out of college. I liked his game. I just thought Maxey was better. And I thought Bain was better. Both of them was better, not only better ball players, but better for the New York Knicks. And that's the way I look at things. I look at things in terms of what will help us win, period. Now, who's the most exciting? Now, who's the most flashy? Who will bring W's to the Knicks? And I thought Desmond Bain was one, and Tyrese Maxey was the other. So I liked them both ahead of Quickly. But when they did choose Quickly, I was disappointed. But when I found out that Thibodeau really pushed for Quickly, I was more comfortable with it. Okay, and Quickly was good. I mean, there's no doubt Quickly was good. And as a matter of fact, at the time they got Jalen Brunson, I was a little disappointed there because I wanted them to give Quickly the keys and let him see what he could do. But that didn't happen. So anyway, Desmond Bain is a top level talent. He is strong. He's got the Vinnie Johnson. If you remember Vinnie Johnson, some of y'all way too young remember Vinnie Johnson. But Vinnie Johnson was the original microwave off the bench for the bad boy Detroit Pistons. Desmond Bain is built just like him. Looked like a football player, Vinnie Johnson. Could hit threes, was tough, defensive tough, and he was sixth man for the Detroit Pistons. And Desmond Bain is the reincarnation of Vinnie Johnson. He really is the reincarnation. And so, except he starts, but he's a $200 million player. So yes, definitely and I did not see why Memphis would trade him, except when you look at the package. Look at what they got. So they got Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Cole Anthony, 4 unprotected firsts, and then they got a swap. So they got 4 unprotected firsts, Cole Anthony, and that works out very well for Memphis. Let's assume Ja Morant comes back healthy and there's no off-court issues and he could play the way we could see Ja Morant play, right? You're going to have both Cole Anthony and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope next to him at different times. They didn't lose much with Desmond Bain. They didn't lose anything. And then they gained 4 number 1 picks. But for Orlando, this is a big risk for Orlando. Orlando is banking on Bain to play next to Jalen Suggs and bring, get them to the next level. They're banking on it. Okay. To me, that's a big risk. Big risk. Because let's say Suggs was hurt, most of this past year, Suggs was hurt. So if you suppose Bain gets hurt, they traded Kentavious Caldwell-Pope and Cole Anthony, who were definitely solid backups, to Suggs, but they traded them. So now, you better hope that Bain stays healthy, and you better hope that Suggs has had a bit of a problem staying healthy. So you got Desmond Bain, you got Suggs, you got Gary Harris still. So they got a nice crew. Bain really brings them up, to the next level. So with Paolo Banchero and the 2 Wagner boys, the Wagners, both Franz and his brother, who's going to come off the bench, they're going to be plenty tough this year. They really are going to be plenty tough. But Suggs is a very talented point guard. But he has been hurt. He has been hurt. Matter of fact, let's take a look at his stat. He was hurt a lot this past season. And I think, for the last couple of seasons, he has had a bit of a problem staying on the court. Let's see here. So last season, Suggs played, hold on. Last season, Suggs, did he play at all? Suggs played 35 games last year. He played 35 games last year. Now they do have some promising young talent. Anthony Black is a he's a real player, but they really made this move. This move was made for Bane, and with the hope of him helping. Now the year before last, Suggs played 75 games, so he was hurt this past year. But Caleb Houston is good. Um, Black is good. They got some nice young talent, man. Jet Howard is good. They got some nice young talent on their team. So I mean, they really made a good move. I think it was a good move. Just like the McCall Bridges, everybody was whining the 5 picks, McCall, 5 picks, be 5 picks, but it's the same thing. The Knicks picked McCall Bridges as that final championship piece. It's not like you need a superstar. You need somebody that fits. And McCall fits. I said that before I was telling y'all that a year before they made the move. I kept saying the only exception if they could get McCall Bridges, and they used those picks, which they wasn't going to use anyway, to get McCall Bridges. And I still think that's going to pan out very well for the Knicks. So at this point, Orlando's making their big move, and they're going to see if this works out for them. They're putting a lot on this. They got to pay Desmond Bane some serious money. But Isaac Smith is asking, and I'm glad you asked this question because I want everybody to hear the answer. Isaac Smith asks, what do you think about developing Daddier and Kolek? He's asking, what do I think about developing Daddier and Kolek? What makes you think they're not being developed now? That's what I want to know. That. Why does anybody think these kids are not being developed? Why? Because they're not playing in big games? They're not ready. That's what development is about. You don't throw people with, okay, let me just explain to y'all. Because maybe Isaac Smith doesn't understand. When you are an NBA team, can we agree on this, Isaac Smith, that the Knicks championship window is open right now? Can we agree, Knicks Nation? I just want to ask in general. Do you agree with me if I say their championship window is open? What do I mean by that? I mean, they are at the level high enough to win a chip, and that championship window is open as long as you have certain players in their prime. Karl-Anthony Towns, McCall Bridges, Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, OG Anunoby. You have these players. Your championship window is open. Development will not take place on a championship level team playing rookies. Rookies will be developed in Westchester. That's what Westchester is for. Westchester is primarily for the development of rookies. Okay? So don't expect to see these guys play and then ask, what about their development? If they're playing in Westchester, they are being developed. In Deuce McBride, we see a developed piece. He spent his first 2 years in Westchester. Am I correct on that, or did I lie to you? Did not Deuce McBride spend his first 2 years in Westchester? And he was averaging almost 30 a game one of them years in Westchester. Dropped a 40 piece. So when you saw Deuce McBride come in his third season, which was the year before this past one, and was performing at a high level, and then when you saw him this year as a main cog in the rotation, which you're going to see next year, that's because he spent 2 years in Westchester, working with Dice Yashimoto, working with the development coaches, working with Mo Cheeks. That's why, okay? With Daddier is going to be 20 years old in a few days. He's going to be 20 years old. Okay, if he's not 20 yet, he's going to be soon. If he's not 20 already, he's going to be 20 soon. So you can't expect him to be playing in big games right now. Daddier is a 4. He's a wing, right? So Daddier is a 2, 3, or 4. You got Josh Hart, Deuce McBride, OG Anunoby, McCall Bridges, All these guys that play Daddy A's position, veteran guys, developed guys. So you can't expect him to get minutes. For you to get Daddy A minutes, somebody else has to take less minutes. Well, whose minutes are you taking away between OG, McCall, Josh Hart, and Deuce? Whose minutes are going to be diminished so we can get Daddy A 20 years old? You know what I mean? So the development for Daddy A is Westchester. It's Westchester. Okay. No, it would not take. See, this is a misconception. Yuri just said it would take pressure off OG. It will not. No, it won't. So let me ask you all a question. If you played high school basketball, I'm not even talking about college. Let's say you played high school basketball, okay? And let's say you were a main player on your high school team, but you were just one of the few main players, and you had some scrub to come in for you to give you a break. You had to take a break. You know, the basketball in the high school level is 32 minutes. At least it used to be. So you can't, you know, you playing 30 minutes. You need a guy to come in for you, give you 2-minute blow. But when he comes in, he's not ready to play. And you're going to lose points when he comes in. Does he take pressure off you? Does the guy coming off the bench that's not ready to play to give you a blow, and now you were up 5 when you went to the bench and you're down 5 when you come back in, did he take pressure off you? Did he? Y'all hear me? So anybody talking about Daddy A taking pressure off OG and McCall don't know what they're talking about. He's too young. He's not ready. When he gets into the game, he's going to be exploited like a weak lamb among lions. He's not ready yet. Now, I am not saying that Daddy A won't eventually be ready. I think he's a legitimate NBA player, and he's going to be a force to be reckoned with. But that's 2 years from now. That's not right now. Okay, that's 2 years from now. That's not right now. Okay, so you got to give him, you got to let him continue to do his thing. This is a big summer for all of our youngins. Daddy A, Kolick, Hoop Porty, McCullough, who am I missing? Marjan Beauchamp. It's a big summer for all of these guys. Big summer. Thank you, Michael Drake. Happy Father's Day back to you. Big summer for all of these guys. They got to really, go to that next level. They got time now because the Kolick is under contract for 2 more seasons. Okay. Hope Porty is at 1 more season, but they got to team option him. So I think they're going to give him that $2 million he got coming. And then, of course, you still got Marjan Beauchamp. These guys, he's on a 2-way deal. So it's going to be competitive. Well, the summer league, the way summer league works is the guys that have been here will be the guys that play the most. So you're going to have you guys I just named, Hoop Porty, Kolick, Daddy A, who am I missing? Beauchamp. They're going to play because this is summer league. That's what the summer league is part of their development. So they're going to play. Okay, they're going to play. They're going to get all opportunity in the world. Then they're going to be splitting time with career G League guys, career guys from Europe, free agents that never made it before, and they're trying to break in the league. All of that's going to happen in summer league. Okay, all of that's going to happen. So that's why I'm saying it's a big summer for these kids because they're going to get to show what they could do, how they develop. For Daddy A, 6'7", right? Daddy A is about 6'7", if I'm not mistaken. A nice sized kid, young boy, could play the 2 or the 3. Nice jump shot on him. I like him, but he just needs time. All he has to do is continue to a regular development trend that you would see from a kid that young. That's all. He's 19, 6'8", 210. Yeah, just keep developing. That's all he's got to do. There's no need to force him into minutes when he's not ready. And we don't need him to play right now. The Knicks do not need him to play. Okay, there's no need to force him into minutes. So he just needs to develop and continue to develop. I'm looking for him to maybe, and that's a big maybe, crack rotation minutes when he turns 21, which is next year, not this year, next year. He's going to spend most of this year in Westchester, as he should. And he's going to develop very well down there. So that's good, So I'm looking for that for Daddy A. Kolick, before I get to Kolek, let's talk about McCullough. I don't think McCullough is gonna make it. I don't think he is. I don't think he is. I don't see an NBA player. I don't see a rotational NBA player in McCullough. I don't. Okay. McCullough is older. Right now, McCullough is, how old is he? McCullough is 24 years old right now. 24. And Kolek is 24. Both of those kids are 24. And they're really just coming off rookie years. Put it comparatively speaking, Deuce is 24. And he's in his fourth season. I don't see much upside in McCullough. I just don't see it. If I'm wrong, I'll admit I'm wrong. I hope he has a great summer. I don't see a lot of upside in him. I'll be honest. I don't see a lot of upside in him. He's got a great motor, but he's got to be better than that. He's got to be better than that. Josh Hart, coming out of college as the 30th pick, was better than McCullough is now. Okay, he is. He was. And he still is, obviously. But he's a much better ball player. Coming in his rookie year, drafted 30th by the Lakers, he was better than Kevin McCullough is. Okay, so I don't see a lot with McCullough. Tyler Kolek has, let me just be positive first for you Kolek fans, elite passing skills. Elite passing skills, okay? Once the NBA game slows down for him, which could happen this year or next year, takes 2 or 3 seasons. Once the NBA game slows down for him, he's going to be a really good shooter as well. So he's got elite passing skills, great court vision, and he can shoot the ball. Cannot guard his shadow. Cannot guard his shadow. Not as tough as Jalen Brunson is. Not as strong as Jalen Brunson is. And until he learns to guard on the NBA level, he is not going to play. So all these people rooting for Kolek, he rooting. But he ain't ready. I'm hoping that when we see him in the summer, because I did notice during the course of the season, he started filling in a little bit more. His arms and his shoulders started filling in. You could see he's putting in time in the weight room. You could see that. That's great. So let's see what happens in the summer. It's a big summer for Tyler Kolek. Big summer for him. He's got 2 years to make the NBA. He's got a guaranteed contract this year, and he's got a guaranteed contract next year. So he's got 2 years. The Knicks did a smart thing. They're giving him plenty of time to develop. They're not rushing him. It's not important that he make a rotation spot now. Okay. So he's got 2 more years to develop. And I think that's enough time. If he's not ready to go, like not this summer, but if he's not ready to fight for a rotation spot in 2026, it's over. It's as simple as that. And I don't know if he is or he isn't. We're going to see. I don't know. I'm pretty sure McCullough is never going to repeat for a rotation spot. I just don't see it in him. I don't see him as a long-term NBA player. Tyler Kolek, because of his elite vision and his ability to shoot the basketball, and his, he's really a gritty little guy, and he's not literally 6'3". He's a gritty dude. So I think there's a shot with him. There's a shot with him. Well, yeah, of course, bench pieces don't play though. That ain't gonna be. He's gonna be on the bench like he was last year. Okay, he's gonna be on the bench, but he ain't playing. He's gonna be playing in Westchester. He ain't gonna be playing a lot. Okay, he's gonna be on the bench, but he's gonna be developing. He's gonna be developing. I think that Daddy is gonna be a ball player. I like him. I like his heart. I like everything about him. I like his heart. I like his shot. I like his defense. I like his motor. I like Daddy, and he's just young. He just needs some time. That's all he needs. Some more time. Give him another year of Westchester and development. I'm expecting him to be ready to compete for a rotation spot 2026. I'm really expecting him to be ready to compete. Whether he gets it or not, we'll see. But I'm expecting him to be ready to compete for a rotation spot 2026. Not this year, though. 2026. Kolek, it depends on his continued development in his body and defensively. So we will see. It's a big summer for him. We're going to see. I don't think even if he develops this summer, he's not going to play because the Knicks now have, let's see, Jalen Brunson's the starter at the point. They have Mikal Bridges, the starter at the 2. Deuce comes in, or at least under Tibbs. I don't know what the new coach is going to feel, but I have a feeling if it's Tyler Jenkins, it's going to be very similar to Tibbs with Deuce. So Deuce is going to play both spots. And then you'll probably have Shamet, and you'll probably have DeLon Wright. At least I'm hoping they have DeLon Wright. So we'll see. Hoop Porty can definitely be in a rotation this coming season. And the reason is, it's Mitchell Robinson. It's on Mitchell Robinson. So if Mitchell Robinson's a starter and Karl-Anthony Towns is at the 4, Hoop Porty becomes the backup 5. If Mitchell Robinson comes off the bench and Karl-Anthony Towns starts at the 5, Hoop Porty still becomes the 3rd string center. And he's going to get a lot of minutes. I'm going to tell you right now. He's going to play. Okay. So he's not going to be like Daddy. Hoop Porty's going to play. He'll be in a rotation role if Mitch Rob starts, but he'll still play. He'll be in and out if Mitch Rob comes off the bench. So it depends on what the new coach decides with Mitchell Robinson. Really does depend on that. So we'll see how that works out. But to answer the question, Hoop Porty will play a lot next season if he's healthy. Hopefully he stays healthy. Hoop Porty will play a lot next season. He'll be but with him being in his 2nd year, I see him developing nicely next year. I think he's going to be good. He's going to get in foul trouble. That's part of the course, playing the 5 in the NBA. He's going to get in foul trouble. Okay. Ron asks, what about some of the stars we have playing in Westchester now? There are no stars in Westchester. If a guy's a star, he's in the league. Don't use that word star too loosely. There's no stars in Westchester. There's guys in Westchester, but they're not stars. Okay? Let's not get carried away. If they were stars, they'd be playing in the league. Okay? But they're not. There's no stars in Westchester. Okay? And if they don't get past Westchester, to answer your question, they'll be out the league. They'll be in Europe playing. Let me just explain to y'all. The NBA is the best league in the world. It's the most talented league in the world. You can't just because you play in Westchester and G League, you're going to make the NBA. It's very difficult. It's very difficult, okay, to make the NBA. Very difficult. You can be really good and not play in the NBA. Some of y'all don't get that. And just because a guy like your boy Moses Brown gets 17 boards in the G League, that don't mean he's an NBA player. Let me just explain to you. He's not an NBA player. How do I know he's not an NBA player? Listen carefully. Are you ready? Listen carefully. There are 30 NBA teams. All 30 have scouting departments. All 30 NBA teams literally scour the earth for talent. Did you hear what I just said? All 30 NBA teams have scouting departments. They all are literally scouring the earth looking for talent. So if you see a player, Moses Brown, that has had multiple stints in multiple teams and in Westchester and in the G League, and he's not gotten a full-time NBA contract, is because he's not good enough. Sometimes you got to be real. And you got to look at the situation. He's not good enough. If he was, they would pick him up. Okay? Okay? He's not good enough. You have to look at the way the scouts are looking at it. You have to have respect. And some of y'all disrespect. I mean, you acting like the NBA's high school or AAU. This is the league, man. This is the league. They playing for serious money. And so you can't be like, well, how come Moses Brown, he got 20? Because he's not good enough. If he was good enough, he'd be in the league. Okay? It's very simple. People don't want to, because you know what? With the popularity of fantasy basketball leagues, people get caught up in delusions. I'm telling you. Moses Brown is not an NBA player. I don't care if he's 7'5". He's not an NBA player. Because if he was, he'd be in the NBA. It's not hard. As far as to figure that one out. It's not hard. Okay? Master J3. You can make the statement until you're blue in the face. McBride is not a point guard. It doesn't mean a damn thing if the coaches believe he's a point guard, and if he believes he's a point guard. And unfortunately for your statement, they do. The New York Knicks believe McBride is a point guard. You may not like it, but I don't think they're asking our opinion, right? But they've shown over the last 2 seasons that he plays both the point guard and the two guard. So he plays both. And he will continue to play both. Okay? Yeah, so, yeah. The Knicks will run it back. I don't think the Don is as stupid as some of y'all are. What's up, Oliver? I don't think the Don is as stupid as some of y'all are. The Knicks know what they got, and they're going to run it back. No doubt. Okay, no doubt. So, Precious Achua is a question mark. I am pulling. My personal is to have Precious Achua back and have him in the rotation. But it's not up to me. The question we should be asking is, what does Taylor Jenkins feel about Precious Achua? Yeah, what is Taylor Jenkins? Because I think Taylor Jenkins is going to be our next coach. Between Mike Brown and Taylor Jenkins. Now, you got to figure, Mike Brown was a candidate the last time, 5 years ago, when the Knicks hired Tom Thibodeau. Mike Brown was in the mix, and he didn't get picked. Okay? So he must have some sort of rap. He must have a good rap. It's like, you be seeing some fine sister, and she would just do, and you say, how did he get her? And she'd be like, he got a good line. I think Mike Brown got a good line. Thank you, Chris Hauser. I think Mike Brown got a good line. But I don't like the stats of his teams defensively. I don't. I like Taylor Jenkins' team stats, though. Taylor Jenkins coaches some defense now. I think I would like to see Taylor Jenkins be the coach, honestly. I would like to see him. And, of course, like we all say, right, the people's choice is Mark Jackson. That's the people's choice. But I don't think the Don is running a popularity contest. Okay? So, the Don, because I think if you ask the Knicks Nation, I don't think it'll be even close. I think Mark Jackson would be the next coach. If it was up to us, right? If they was asking us to vote, Mark Jackson would be the next coach of the New York Knicks. But there's something like we're missing here. Okay? We don't know how the Don feels about Mark Jackson. I know people, I told that to somebody who's like, well, he's from New York, he's from Queens, he grew up, blah, blah, blah. All that don't matter. If the Don don't get along with him, it don't matter where he's from. Okay? I don't know, and none of us know how the inner workings of the Don, the Corleone in the sanctuary works. How they feel about a Mark Jackson. I don't know. But we're going to find out soon. Okay? So, yeah, and Taylor Jenkins is only 40, man. Young dude. Already established himself on the defensive side of the ball. I like him. I like him a lot. I like him. What I don't understand is people throwing names. I've had somebody talking about, what about Rajon Rondo? Like, what kind of drugs are you on? And somebody talking about Jalen Brunson's father. Like, come on, y'all. Come on, man. Stop just throwing names like you just drunk or something. Ron Artest. Oh, my God. And I was like, did you think about what you just typed before you threw that crap out here? Did you even think about it? Like, if you really think about it, let me ask you all, logically speaking, from what you know, about Rajon Rondo, why would not the Knicks pick him? Answer me that. From what you know about Rajon Rondo, why would the Knicks not pick him? Why would they say, hell no? Why would we know they won't even give him an interview? Why? What do you think? He's a hothead. He has no experience. He's a drama queen. Nobody could tell him anything because he already knows everything. You think they want that? You know what I mean? And Ron Artest, I'm sorry, what's his head coaching record? What's his head coaching record? What's his head coaching record, Ron Artest? What is Rajon Rondo's head coaching record? What is his head coaching record? Can somebody tell? What is his career head coaching record in the NBA? Oh, so we want a rookie now. Come on, y'all. This is the New York Knicks, and with the championship window open, you are not hiring somebody that ain't coached in the league before. That ain't happening. Come on, y'all. It ain't happening, man. Right? Stevenson said, oh, you that don't drop the soap dude. Stevenson said, oh, you that don't drop the soap dude. Oh, gosh. Oh, Draymond Green was talking against Taylor? Yeah, that's exactly why we should choose Taylor. Louis Luck, thank you for the $5. Should prank the fans who think he's interfering and announce he's hiring Fitz Taylor again. Ooh, you want to talk about a riot in New York? Oh, my God. You want to talk about a riot in New York? Oh, gosh. No, I'm sorry. I completely 100% strongly disagree with you, Dog for. Please stop. You don't take a player who's one of the best offensive rebounders and rim protectors and say, oh, we're going to get more out of him. We can get more offense out of him. No. You put him where he gets his strength. You don't let him shoot threes. You don't want him handling the ball. You don't want him more involved in the offense. You want him to catch lobs and flush it on people. You want him to get offensive rebounds and flush it on people. That's what you want. Forget all that other crap. No, they're not going to be more involved in the offense. Just stop. Yeah. So, what you think we're dealing with? What? Wilt Chamberlain? Come on. Magic Johnson? Shoot. If he can get 6 offensive boards and 5 flushes a game, and he can hit at least 60% of his free throws, we good with Mitchell Robinson. I'm going to tell you right now. We good with Mitchell Robinson. Thank you, Andrew Abraham. Yeah. You're right. I think that before Friday, we will hear about a Knicks choice at head coach. And I'm hoping it's Taylor Jenkins. I really don't want John. I don't like Brown as a head coach. I never really did. I'm not saying he's not smart. I'm not saying he don't have basketball IQ. He obviously does. He has paid his dues. But if you're asking me between Mike Brown and Taylor Jenkins, there's no question. Taylor Jenkins. Every day and twice on Sunday. Taylor Jenkins. No doubt. I don't want Mike Brown. I don't want him. Okay? Mm-mm. And I think the Don's not going to choose him either. I don't think so. Okay? I don't think so. Yeah, I think Taylor Jenkins will be our next guy. Like, again, I always preface that by saying there's always the hope. We're always hoping for Mark Jackson, right? We're always hoping for Mark Jackson, but we know, likelihood of that is, well, really. So, yeah. Mike Brown would be a downgrade from Tibbs. That, at least with Taylor Jenkins, you got 2 things going for him. He is a defensive-oriented coach, and he's young. So that would be good for the Knicks. You got a young dude, defensive-oriented dude coming to New York instead of a defensive-oriented Tibbs. I like that. And not only that, He plays 10 deep. He plays 10 deep. Yeah, right? Yeah, that's right, Miss Lee. We want more experience. I'm not saying, Bryant wouldn't, we'd be pulling for Johnny Bryant if he became the first, the Knicks head coach, but he's got no head coaching experience. If people start getting fired this coming season, maybe he becomes a head coach somewhere, but he's got no head coaching experience. Yeah, Taylor Jenkins is 40. He's a very young head coach. He's 40 years old. He wouldn't be the youngest guy. That would be Mazzulla. Mazzulla would still be the youngest guy in the league as head coach. But yeah. Now, Stop Flossing thinks they're choosing Mike. And why? I don't know. I'm not saying they're not, but I can't think of a legitimate reason why they would choose Mike Brown. I'm trying to think, why would they choose Mike Brown? I really don't understand. Yeah, why would they choose Mike Brown? Yeah, Chris Hauser says Desmond Bane got traded to the Magic. They're going to be tough. Yes, they are. They better hope that both Suggs and Bane remain healthy. All right, you want to know Stop Flossing TV? You want me to explain to you why Mike Brown would be a downgrade? You want me to explain that to you? I can show you that. I can tell you that. I'm looking on Basketball Reference, okay? Wait a minute. I'm looking on Basketball Reference, and I'll explain this to you. Let's explain this to you. Why would he be a downgrade? Let's take a look. Okay, are you ready? Let's take a look here. Why would Mike Brown be a downgrade? So, Mike Brown's first head coaching job in the NBA was 2005 with LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Okay, that year, his team was net rating of 8th out of 30, not bad, but the defensive rating was 14th out of 30. Okay, 14th out of 30 defensive rating. The next season, he coached again. They won 50 games, and they were second in the Central Division. They were 7th in net rating, 4.2, 4th in defensive rating, much better. They were 18th in pace. I don't care about pace, but they got 50 wins, and they actually lost in the finals to the Spurs that year. The next year, Mike Brown was the coach. They won 45 games. They were 16th in net rating and 11th in defensive rating. Are you getting so far? Are you understanding why I would not want Mike Brown? I can compare Tom Thibodeau and you'll see a big difference, big difference, okay? So in 2008, they had a great year. He won 66 games with LeBron James, not even in his prime year. They won 66 games, and look, their net rating was first in the NBA, and their defensive rating was third in the NBA, and they lost in the Eastern Conference Finals to Dwight Howard and the Orlando Magic that year. Okay, the next year, he won 61 games. Net rating, second, 7.1. That's great. Defensive rating, 7th. Okay, and they won 61 games, and they lost in the conference second round. They lost in the second round. 2010, he was fired. Mike Brown was fired in 2010. He was fired in 2010. And let's see here. So that was his experience with Cleveland. Then he went to the Lakers in 2011. Went to the Lakers in 2011. And again, net rating 13th. See, that ain't going to cut it. Defensive rating 13th. They won 41 games. That ain't going to cut it. The next year in the Lakers, he was fired. So, yeah, that was that. He was fired after 5 games. 5 games. He was fired. Then he was an assistant for Golden State for a while, and he became, in 2022, the head coach of the Sacramento Kings. They won 48 games. He was 8th in net rating, 25th in defensive rating. Are you seeing a pattern yet? Are you seeing a pattern in what I'm saying? Let's compare that to Taylor Jenkins. Let's look at Taylor Jenkins. Let's compare that to Taylor Jenkins. Watch this guy, Taylor Jenkins. He was a head coach at Memphis. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seasons. His first season at Memphis, they won 34, lost 39. That was the shortened season. I think it was the COVID season. So in Memphis that year, he's 35 years old. His first head coaching gig, they were 17th in net rating. They were 15th in defense rating. That's terrible, right? We don't want that in New York, right? So that's 35. Next year, he's 36. They won 38 games, lost 34. That was a 72-game season, COVID season. 15th net rating, 6th defensive rating. That's more like it. They won 38 games, lost 34 in a 72-game season. The next year, though, he wins 56 games. They are 4th in net rating in the league, 4th in defensive rating in the league. They lose in the second round to the Golden State Warriors, who I think won the championship that year. Then the next season, he's 4th in net rating. He's 2nd in defensive rating. 51 games they win. And he loses to the Lakers in the first round. The next year, he loses 55 games. He's fired. That's it. He's out. And he's been out. No, he wasn't fired. Then he comes back the next year and wins 44 and gets back to 6th in net rating and 10th in defense rating. So when he is on, he's still 40 years old. Yeah, so I like Taylor Jenkins, and no, Mike Brown has a history of not coaching a lot of defense. Let me ask you all a question. Do you remember when the Knicks played Sacramento? Do you remember the defensive breakdowns that caused the Knicks to come back and win that ball game? Do you remember the block of Mikal Bridges at the end of the game? You remember that? Mike Brown's teams don't give you stops on a consistent basis. Okay? So I'm trying to tell y'all. This is the thing. Everybody likes to pick all-stars like they're picking a team. They pick 2 guys that are really great. You put them together. Don't work like that. The head coach has the guys he wants beside him. So I don't know if Mike Brown could be the assistant or even if he wants to. I don't know. But Johnny Bryant as the head coach, no, he doesn't have any head coach. All you have to do, ask yourself the question, what is Johnny Bryant's head coaching record in the NBA? That's all you got to do. When you're bringing up somebody, ask that your question should be, what is their head coaching record in the NBA? In the case of Johnny Bryant, it's 0-0. We don't want a rookie head coach. You don't want that. This is no game. This is for serious business. We're trying to win this chip. Okay, you just don't throw somebody in there because you like his face or you want to give him a chance. It's got to be somebody with a proven record. Well, yeah, all of the young guys, the coaches today use the data analytics. Yeah, so, that's it. Well, the head coach is always the scapegoat. Tom Thibodeau was the scapegoat this year. The head coach is always the scapegoat. That happens a lot. That's why I'm not in a hurry to be firing people as much as Nick Nation always calling for somebody to get fired. And they're going to call for the new coach. They're going to be calling for Taylor Jenkins to get fired before 30 games is up. I'll tell you right now. Okay. Yeah. So I'm liking Taylor Jenkins. But let me throw some other names. We know about Mark Jackson. Have y'all heard anything from Jacque Vaughn? What do y'all think about Jacque Vaughn? Jacque Vaughn coached the Nets. And he was, scrappy coach. He has some coaching experience. Let's take a look at Jacque Vaughn. Jacque Vaughn played at, I remember him in college. He played at Kansas, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. He played at Kansas. Jacque Vaughn's record in the NBA as a head coach. 129 and 226. He had some tough years in Brooklyn. But he did coach in 22-23. He won 43 games. He won 43 games. He took over for Steve Nash after Steve Nash got fired. I don't know. But yeah, I think Taylor Jenkins is better. I agree. I think Taylor Jenkins is better. Yeah, I agree with you, Miss Lee. So yeah, and look, I like Taylor Jenkins. And then you got Michael Malone. Who I don't want. I really don't want Michael Malone. I respect Michael Malone. He's a champion. He won a chip. But to me, why fire Tibbs for Michael Malone? Why fire Tibbs? You should have kept Tibbs if you're going to hire Michael Malone. Yeah, I like Jordy Fernandez also. Nice 718. I do like Jordy Fernandez. He reminds me a lot of Atkinson, right? Kenny Atkinson. So anyway, yeah, that's right. Dallas Cowboy Taylor Jenkins. Bring us Taylor Jenkins, dadgummit. Dadgummit. I don't know anything about Taylor Jenkins and his connection to players. I don't know anything about that. I think I do know, and I think we would agree that Johnny Bryant has a great rapport with the players, right? Right? Johnny Bryant has a great rapport with the players. So that would not be a problem with Johnny Bryant. I don't even know what kind of rapport, because we're not in Memphis. I don't know what Taylor Jenkins' rapport is with players. I have no idea. I would have to think that as a young coach, the young guys would respect him, So, yeah. So, what I like about Taylor Jenkins, though, big country white boy, he's gonna be straight up. You know who would really like him? Y'all know, if Taylor Jenkins was hired by the New York Knicks, you want to know who the player that's gonna be closest to him? Come on, y'all know. Who's going to be closest to country boy Taylor Jenkins? It's going to be Mitch Rob. That's right. Him and Mitch Rob going to be driving big old pickup trucks together. Him and Mitch Rob going to be going catfish fishing together. Him and Mitch Rob going to be in the bayou together. They're going to be big friends. They're going to both be sniffing snuff together. Thank you, Glenn Costa. Happy Father's Day to you. The pickup truck crew is going to be at Madison Square Garden. Oh, Mitch Rob would love that boy, man. Mitch Rob said, yeah, let's get Taylor in here. Yup. Come on, Mitch, I know you can do it, boy. Cowboy boots and MSG. Sam Cassell, how long has he been assistant coach? Let me take a look. Let's look at Sam Cassell. Sam Cassell. Sam Cassell. Let me see. I don't know. It doesn't say. How long has he been? Coaches. Let's see. Sam Cassell is coached from 2010. So Sam Cassell has been an assistant coach from 2010. So that would be 15 years. He's been an assistant coach 15 years. His latest stint was with the Boston Celtics. He's been with Washington, the Clippers, Philadelphia, and now Boston. Yeah. Does he? Boots on the ground, Sister Love. The boots on the ground. It's going to be cowboy boots on the ground if we hire Taylor Jenkins, man. Country boy. That's right. I think Taylor Jenkins, he's a defensive coach. I think he would love Mitchell Robinson, though. For real. I think he would love Mitchell Robinson. Man. You know what? I don't want to guess. There's people saying, who's going to be his assistants if he gets hired. How do we know that? We don't know. We don't know how Taylor Jenkins looks at the Knicks roster. We just don't know. We don't know who he's going to like. We don't know who he's not going to like. He could love Precious Achiuwa, or he can say, we don't need Precious Achiuwa. He could love Deuce McBride, or he can say, I don't see Deuce McBride playing. We don't know. This ain't Tibbs. We don't know. But I got to believe that since he's a defensive-oriented coach, he's going to like all our defensive-oriented guys, especially our tough guys. When he coached at Memphis, he loved Dylan Brooks. Dylan Brooks is Deuce is after the mold of Dylan Brooks. So is Josh Hart. He going to like them guys. Yeah. Jaren Jackson Jr. Jaren Jackson Jr. became Defensive Player of the Year under Taylor Jenkins. He became Defensive Player of the Year. Okay. DJ One asks, I've been saying this is my list. Udoka, Kidd, Jenkins, Bryant, Brown. Udoka, Kidd, Jenkins, Bryant, and then Brown. I won't even mention Brown. And actually, Mark Jackson is number one, but that aside, Mark Jackson is my choice, number one. Okay. So, Mark Jackson is, to me, he's the people's choice. It's like when Muhammad Ali was exiled from boxing, everybody considered him still the champ. He was the people's champ. Taylor Jenkins is Mark Jackson's the people's choice. Oh, I don't know, Abraham. How could we know that? I don't know. How do we know? I think anybody that coaches Knicks is going to, number one, understand this is Jalen Brunson's team. I don't think anybody's going to question it. I don't think anybody, whether it's Mike Brown or Taylor Jenkins or whoever, everybody knows this is Jalen Brunson's team. Everybody knows that. So that's not going to be a problem. Whether he likes him more than John Morant, how could we know that? I don't know. Jalen Brunson is not John Morant. Okay, that's two different ball players. So I don't know. Yeah, I think Ewing's going to remain as part of coaches. Why wouldn't he? He's a big man, good coach, and he's a Knicks legend. I don't think he's going nowhere. I think Ewing stays in the Knicks organization. Yeah. I think Ewing stays in the Knicks organization. I don't know, Ace of Spade, why do you mention Mark Jackson and ISO offense? Don't you remember the Golden State offense? That started with Mark Jackson. It was not ISO. It's a 10-man rotation. Yeah, I don't understand why he's mentioning, this guy is mentioning Mark Jackson and ISO offense. I don't think. And if you've watched the Memphis team, they weren't no ISO offense. Even with John Morant, they weren't ISO offense. They had Desmond Bain, John Morant, Jaren Jackson Jr. They had even some players, they had really good ball movement on that team. Right. Yeah, I agree, Miss Lee. You're not going to find Jalen Brunson with guns on Instagram. I have to agree. No drama with Brunson. Just straight business with Jalen Brunson. Yeah. So, Nelly Nell. I don't know where you heard that, but you know how I feel about what I heard, right? Somebody say, I heard your mama, and that don't mean nothing. I heard your girl was with Tom, Dick, and Harry last night. Where was you? I heard from who? Who we heard from? I don't know Monty Williams enough to make a recommendation, honestly. He did a good job in Phoenix. He did. He wasn't long with Detroit. I don't know why. They went and put a whole bunch of money in him and then decided not to hire him. He's been through some personal tragedy. Poor guy, Monty Williams. And he's got Knicks roots because he was drafted by the Knicks. So I can't recommend a guy I don't know much about as far as coaching style. Just looking at his record don't tell me enough. What I like about Taylor Jenkins is I've seen him coach against the Knicks. And he's a really good coach. And his teams know how to play defense. Yeah. Jenkins and Brown are interviewing this week. I think they're going to choose a coach this week. I really think. I told y'all the week before last, within 2 weeks, they would choose a coach. I think I still think with that. So a week from this Wednesday, which would be the 25th, by the time you get to the draft, I think they'll have chosen a coach by then. Yeah, Vaughn did have bad teams with the Knicks. Yeah. Well, did Monty Williams actually coach the Pistons? I mean, how long was he there, right? I don't think Monty Williams was there too long. Was he there for a season? I don't think so. Was he? Let me see. Was he? I don't. Was he? Let me see. Monty Williams. Let's take a look. He coached 1 year in Detroit. Rebuilding year. So they won 14 games. But he coached 1 year. I don't know. I wouldn't be holding that against him too much, man. His coaching record is 381 and 404. He's coached in New Orleans. He's coached in Phoenix and in Detroit. And he's got a losing record, 48%, 49% winning record. But he's a young coach. I don't know. I'd like somebody with some more experience or at least some more success defensively. I do like Taylor. Yeah, but they were just horrible. They hadn't put it together yet until they did this year. It was time. But I don't blame Monty Williams that the Pistons were horrible. They were just horrible. And, so I like Indiana myself, Andrew Abraham. I think Indiana's proven to be a more complete team at this point, but we'll see. Yeah, JV Bickerstaff replaced him. Well, OKC is favored to beat Indiana. It's tied at 2 right now. Yeah, so. Well, I hope the Pacers win it all, because at least we could say the Knicks lost to the eventual champion Indiana Pacers, right? I hope the Pacers win it all, because then we lost to a team that's going to be a champion. I'd rather that. I hope they do. I hope Indiana wins. I don't like Indiana either. I can't stand them either. But I hope they beat OKC. Hallie's a ball player, man. That's for sure. You can't deny that. He's a ball player. Yeah. So. DJ Da1. I think that's a wrong question. He said, how much money do we have to add pieces? Before we get into that, we got to say, what pieces? We don't need to add anything. I think what we need is to run it back with our same team. We don't need to add anything. So I don't know what pieces you would be talking about. And that's another thing. When y'all start talking about adding pieces, why are you dissing your current players? Why are you dissing your team? I've never understood that. Why do you be a Knicks fan and diss your own players? We don't need to add nothing. Nothing. Right now, the Knicks have $8 million under the second apron. They're $8 million under the second apron. Precious, I don't know what they're going to do with him, but, that's money under the second apron. They got him. I don't know what they're going to do. But as far as adding anything, it's only minimum contracts. So I think you're talking about Shamet, DeLon Wright, and maybe Cameron Payne. I don't know. We see. Yeah. So, the mid-level is 4 teams that are at the second apron. So they can use the mid-level. Yeah. So you got Shamet, DeLon, and Payne. That's your bench. They may not bring Payne back. It depends on how Tyler Kolek develops. I've always been saying all along, Tyler Kolek and Payne are tied to each other. If Kolek was to develop, get stronger in his body and play defense, Payne is out. Kolek becomes that guy for Payne. If Kolek doesn't, Payne can still be here. Okay. Well, AP, that's just improvement in the team. That's not replacing personnel. Why is it that every time we got to get better, we got to replace personnel? We got good personnel. We're good. They just need to develop together. This is their first year playing together. Okay. And not only that, I feel like whoever the next coach is, whether it's Brown, God forbid, or Taylor Jenkins, they're going to play 10 guys. So they're not going to be running to the ground with 7, 8 guys. They're going to play 10 guys. So that's what I'm saying. Y'all placing too much emphasis on negativity from this past season instead of placing emphasis on continuity. Continuity is a thing, and they can get better from continuity. They don't need to add or subtract personnel. You don't just get rid of players like, get rid of him, put him in. That's old Knicks thought. That's not how this works. Continuity is very important. What teams defended the defense well, let's just look at the top defensive teams. All of the top teams defended three well. Let me see. All of the top defensive teams. So, and that's very easy. All you got to do is look at the differentials. So let's see. The differential. Cavaliers 9.5, Boston 9.1, Knicks 4.1 in the Western Conference. OKC 13, Minnesota 5, Memphis 5, Clippers 5, Houston 4.5. So that's all you got to do. Let's look at opponents' points per game. Orlando, Boston, Miami, New York, Brooklyn, Cleveland. See, some of y'all expect the Knicks to lock everybody up every game. No team does that. Be real. No team does that. Oklahoma City, Clippers, Minnesota from the West. All of those teams guard the three very well. All of those teams do. Okay. Some of y'all be focusing too much on negativity. Or they didn't guard. Maybe a few games they didn't, but this is the league. Okay. It's the league. So people are going to go off. The Knicks went off on teams too. So people go off. Right, Coach House. We can't go 82-0. How come we can't go 82-0? We got to change personnel because we got to go 82-0. Well, like I said, the Knicks had some bad games guarding the three. There's no doubt about that. The games against the Celtics were the highlighted games, and the games against Cleveland. They were terrible on the three-point line against the Boston Celtics and against Cleveland. But I think, can we agree they redeemed themselves in the playoffs? Can we agree that against Boston, they redeemed themselves in the playoffs? I think they guarded Boston's three very well. They guarded it very well. The NBA champions, defending champions, they guarded them very well. So I think they'll be all right. I think they'll be all right this year. I really do. I want to see who this new coach is. I'm excited because I know whoever the coach is going to play 10 guys. So, Deuce is going to be there with Hart. I don't know who else. Probably DeLon Wright and Shaman, right? But so we'll see. Yeah, this is the league, man. Y'all expecting guys to be locked up because they're great defensive players. Great defensive players get their ass burned too. This is the league, man. Yeah, Dwayne Casey. I like Dwayne Casey. I do like Dwayne Casey. I haven't heard his name though. That's a strange one, though. I have to say, Dwayne Casey, I'm sure, I'm going to look up his record. I'm going to tell you he's got an impressive NBA. I'm going to tell you right now, Dwayne Casey got an impressive NBA coaching record. Let me just see. Dwayne Casey. Did I spell his name wrong? I think I spelled his name wrong. Oh, there he is. Dwayne Casey. Okay, let's take a look. Dwayne Casey's overall coaching record is he's got a 46% winning percentage, but then he had a 17, 23, 20, and 20 in Detroit. So he had some tough years in Detroit, man. But in Toronto, he did good. 48 wins, 49 wins, 56 wins, 51 wins, 59 wins. Then he went 41 and 41 in 2018. I think I like Dwayne Casey, man. He could do some business, man. Let me see. Let's look at his Toronto situation. Yeah, they were terrible in 2011. 2012, they were better, but 2013, they were really good. 48 wins, 9th in the league net rating, 10th defensive rating, 9th in the league again next year, 25th defensive rating, not too good. Well, I have to say, not as impressive as I thought. Not as impressive as I thought. But Dwayne Casey. So I don't know. Anyway, we'll see. Yeah, so I hope not, Andrew Abraham. I hope not, my friend. I hope not. Like I said, Knicks Nation is a body. Every body has parts. Every living body has a brain, a heart, mouth, and an anal cavity. So in Knicks Nation, you have people with heart, people with brains, people with mouth, and anal cavities. Oh yeah, Terry Stotts. Thank you, Ace of Spades. That's a name we haven't heard. Stotts. You haven't heard his name either. Terry Stotts. Let's take a look at that. Stotts is pretty good, I gotta say. Let me see what his record is. And he had Dame Dollar, right? So Stotts, Terry Stotts. He has a coaching record of 51%, 52%. He's pretty good. 33, 54, 51, 44, 41, 49, 53, 35. He's pretty good. I have to say, Terry Stotts got a pretty daggone good coaching record. I ain't gonna front. Terry Stotts, not too bad. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. No, I gotta say, not too bad. Not too bad, especially what he was working with there, just Dame Dollars, whoever. Yeah, so what's up, Richard Baptiste? KNYT, what's up? Yeah. He's old and washed. Who are you talking about? Nice 718. Who are you talking about? He said somebody old and washed. Damn. Who are you talking about, bro? Oh, shoot. He said he's old and washed. Oh, man. Oh, I love Shamet on defense. Landry Shamet played excellent defense, man. I was impressed. Shamet played excellent. And at the end of the year, his shot started coming. If he didn't hurt his shoulder, I think the shoulder thing messed his whole year up. Yeah. Thank you, T. Noble. I appreciate it, Noble. Happy Father's Day back at you. Gary Carswell, what the F do we want with Jordan Clarkson? For what? I mean, for what? For what? For the tattoos? What? Why are we going after that fool? For what? Come on, baby. Stop. Please stop. We good. How about leaving him alone? Damn. Yeah, I like DeLon Wright too. Especially you're talking about with DeLon Wright and Landry Shamet, you're talking about minimum contracts. So we can afford them and they can work very well with the Knicks, I think. Both of those guys. You know. Yes, it is, Lou. Creative Lou. It's gonna be, thank you for Father's Day. Happy Father's Day. It's going to be a very interesting season and off season. I think that they're going to choose Taylor Jenkins as their head coach before a week is out. I think so. Yeah, if you're talking about a 10-man rotation, this would be exciting if you keep him Precious, because he would definitely play, you know. We have to see. I think there's a 100% chance Rick Brunson stays with the Knicks on the coaching staff. 100% chance. There's a 0% chance that he is not on the coaching staff coming next season. Zero. Like he's gonna be there. There's 0% chance. He ain't going nowhere. You know, so forget, that's not even a question. Oh, did Dante speak higher? Okay. I know that there's still Dante Hive hoping that this whole Kevin Durant thing produces Dante to the Knicks. I know it's. I think Lonzo Ball is washed, and we shouldn't even be mentioning him for the Knicks. Lonzo Ball. What did you say? Oh, wait, what my man said he washed. Nice 718. What'd you say? He washed. Lonzo Ball is washed. Please stop. Nice 718. He washed. And we ain't talking about clean either. Please. I want to. Okay, Daniel Manchuk asked, what bench pieces should we get? Are you ready? You're ready? Let me give you the bench pieces for 2025 2026. Are you ready? Here's the bench pieces. Precious Achua, Deuce McBride, Josh Hart, Landry Shamet, DeLon Wright. There's your bench pieces. Let's go there. Precious Achua, Deuce McBride, Landry Shamet, DeLon Wright, Josh Hart. There's your bench pieces. Oh yeah. Thank you, New York's fine. Thank you, New York's fine. Knicks fine. Ariel Hooparty. There's your bench. That's it. We don't need to go shopping for nothing. Lewis, look, thank you for the $5. I hope we keep Precious. He's the type of defense lunch pair guy. Yes, I agree with you. Yes, we want. Listen, I think I've made myself clear, right? Both in the videos I've done and in my comments. I really like Precious Achua. I am very high on Precious Achua. I want him back. Precious Achua, like I said, I'm not high on Kevin McCullough being an NBA player. But Precious Achua, can we all agree? He's a legit NBA player. And he will be good if given minutes. I really like Precious. Big piece. No, I did not see that, but I saw a picture of it. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah, we got a bench already. So there's no bench pieces to go get. Nobody to go after. We got our guys. I just want to see who they resign. Like, I want them to bring back DeLon Wright. I don't know. I'm hoping they do. Bring back DeLon Wright, Landry Shamet, Precious Achua. Josh Hart will be back, obviously. Deuce will be. And, of course, as Knicks Finest mentioned, Ariel Hooparty. We definitely want them all back. Yep. We want them all back. Stop flossing TV. Let me ask you a question. How many coaches that have won an NBA championship are available right now? Why do we even have this as a discussion? There's not even 5. How many coaches that have won an NBA championship are available? That's the question you really need to ask. No, we don't necessarily need a coach that has already won an NBA championship. But what we want is a guy that has coached in the NBA, right? So we're not talking about, NBA championship experience. You can get players, right, that have NBA championship experience. But coaches, only Michael Malone is the only guy. And if you're talking about Tibbs, you should never fire Tibbs if you're going to go get Michael Malone. Same guy. Okay, same guy. Okay, same guy. So there's not many of those available. You just want experience as a head coach. You don't want a guy with zero experience. Yeah, Rick Carlisle, that's right. They're going. Andrew and him, I'm offended. We should really go get Red Auerbach. Go dig that up from the grave and bring Red Auerbach back. And get Red Holzman too. Red Auerbach with Red Holzman as his assistant. How about that? Let's do that. Okay. I just told you, Daddy ain't playing this year. He's gonna have a good summer league. He ain't playing. And I told you, if Payne is back, Kolek spends the year in Westchester. Oh gosh. Let's go get Red Auerbach. Or let's go get Tommy Heinsohn. Let's get Greg Popovich. He want to come to New York. Greg Popovich. Let's get him. Phil Jackson. That's it. Does Johnny Bryant get interviewed? Well, Nelly, no. That's an excellent question. I don't even know. That's a great, that's just a legit question. Nelly Nell says, does Johnny Bryant get interviewed? That's a good question, man. For real, that's a good question. I don't even know. That's That's a really good question. I don't know. He might not. They might give him the courtesy of an interview. Yeah, Phil Jackson, right? You got to set up his hospital bed, and you give him a walker, and you make sure he has air conditioning so he don't fall asleep. And then you set it up on Zoom, and you got to make the screen the shape of a triangle. The screen that on Zoom is got to be the shape of a triangle. Matter of fact, the Knicks should wear triangle patches on the lapel. There is no deadline officially, Corey Lindsay. I am saying, Raw Hebrew is saying they will sign somebody within the next 7 days. Somebody's going to be announced. I'm telling you right now. They're going to announce a coach within 7 days. I'm going to tell you that right now. Before the draft, as I've been saying, I've been telling you that. Before the draft, they're going to have a coach. Before the NBA draft, they're going to have a coach. I'll tell you that right now. I think it's going to be Taylor Jenkins, and I think it should be. I'm kind of excited about him. I'm kind of excited to get that country boy in here. Bring him in. Well, I wouldn't say Jason Kidd is bye-bye. I don't know that yet. Nobody knows that yet. We'll see. This week is going to be very interesting. I'm going to tell you that. Very interesting. Does Mark Jackson get an interview? That's another good question, Woody Woodpecker. That's a great question. I don't know. Listen, I don't, honestly, seriously, I'd rather him not get an interview than interview him and then don't hire him. Honestly, if you're going to interview Mark Jackson, don't play with him, man. Just bring him in. You know what I mean? Don't tease us. Exactly. You got with Phil Jackson, you need to have the urine bottle attachment. You need to have the medical bed. Make sure the nurse turns them over every once in a while. And then you got to have the screen shaped like a triangle. That's what you need. Okay. Oh, yeah, Mark Jackson, you know, he played in Indiana. Of course he's going to be, he's an Indiana alumnus. So, of course he's going to be there. Yeah, he's going to be there. Nice 718. That's not that's not true. You shouldn't make assumptions like that. No, he wouldn't be among the first. He has no NBA head coaching experience. I think they're setting the stage and letting y'all know who they're not hiring. They're not hiring somebody with no NBA head coaching experience. So no, you wouldn't expect Johnny Bryant. If they gave him an interview, it'd be at a courtesy. It wouldn't be because he's really seriously being considered. It'd be as a courtesy. Okay. He's not, no head coaching experience. And I'm not counting out Jason Kidd. Y'all shouldn't either. If I could have Kidd's the guy. Like I said, Kidd would be, it's Udoka, Kidd, Jenkins. I told you. Mark Jackson's above all of them. But aside from that, Udoka, Kidd, Jenkins. That's how I would do it. No trades. No trades. No need for trades at all. Yep, Orlando acquired Desmond Bain. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. They gave up a lot. But to me, that's a good trade for Magic, no matter how it works out, because Magic are young enough that they're going to continue. That core group of Banchero, Wagner, Suggs, and now you add Bain. That's a core group that's together for at least the next 3 seasons. So that's a good risk to take. You got young dudes as your core that are all really good basketball players. And you still got Anthony Black. You got Caleb Houston. You still got Jonathan Isaac. You still got Wendell Carter. You still got the other Wagner boy. You know, so they got a nice nucleus there in Orlando. They're going to be good, man. Yeah. Houston ain't letting no dick. But if you asking me who my top coaches, my pecking order, Udoka will be first. And then Kidd, and then Jenkins. I don't know what else the Magic can do. Their team is stacked. To me, I don't know what else they can do. Desmond Bain is the big pick to me. I don't think they do anything else. There's nothing else for them to do. I mean, really, what else they gonna do? Anything else might hurt the team. Right now, you got Jalen Suggs as your starting point guard. You got Corey Joseph behind him. Desmond Bain, your starting two guard. Gary Harris is behind him. Franz Wagner is your starting small forward. Caleb Houston is behind him. You got Paolo Banchero as your starting power forward, Jonathan Isaac. You still got Anthony Black. You still got Wendell Carter. You still got Mo Wagner coming back from the ACL. What else they gonna do? What you think they're gonna stack an all-star team? I mean, that's it. They got what they could get right now. They just gave up 4 number ones. There's nothing else for them to do. They just gave up 4 number ones. So I don't think they're doing anything else. That's it. Yeah. And they got right. Goga Batazzi, let me not sleep on him. I slept on him before. He taught me a lesson. The boy could ball a little bit. So yeah, Goga is good too. Shoot. So no. Once the season's over, trades can be made. Once the season's over. Yeah. So yeah. No, I don't think Orlando doing anything else. That was their big move right there. They just made a Mikal Bridges style gamble. It was a good gamble. I like the move. I hate to see Desmond Bain leave Memphis, but what's Memphis supposed to do? You giving me 4 number one plus 2 good replacements? You giving me Caldwell Pope plus you giving me Cole Anthony? I'm gonna do that. Desmond Bain is good, but yeah, that's about the price for him. I'm gonna do that. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Yeah. So anyway, I think we're gonna be all right. I think Taylor Jenkins is gonna be our next coach. I'm kind of looking forward to that. I don't know what, really the question is, what is going to happen with Dice Yoshimoto? Dice Yoshimoto is usually the summer league coach. Y'all know that, right? Dice Yoshimoto has been the New York Knicks summer league coach for 5 years now. I don't know what's going to happen this year. I don't know what's going to happen. What's going to happen to Dice? I don't know. Yeah, what's happening to him? I don't know, though. Is he going to be still with the Knicks? Is he going to coach summer league? I don't know how that goes. Andrew, listen. Y'all, come on, Andrew. How does the Knicks do things? First of all, let's say, for the sake of argument, they hired Taylor Jenkins. And then they're going to pick and choose what reporters can come to the opening press conference. They're also going to time the questions. You cannot just keep asking them questions all day. So you're going to have probably Katz from the New York Times and The Athletic. You're probably going to have, of course, Ian Begley there, and maybe a couple other guys, maybe Bondi. And you're going to pick a group of guys, small, and they're going to be at the press conference. And the Knicks are going to control the press conference tight. And then they're going to end it, and that's it. Okay? Then you're going to have MSG guys. You're going to have the plane, what's that boy's name? Bill Pito, the plane. You're going to have the plane. He's going to interview him. You may have Alan Hahn or Monica. Ooh, he'd like an interview with Monica. But, yeah, so they're going to keep, everything's going to be tight. So they're going to keep that game tight. You know how the Knicks do? Yep, that's it. You're going to have Monica or Han or both. You're going to have DePlane, Bill Pito. You're going to have him. You might, that's it. And then they're going to have a few guys. You're going to have the guy, like I said, with Popa, Kotz, Ian Begley. You're going to have a few guys be able to ask questions at an opening press conference. They're going to ask some dumbass questions. And then that's the end of it. You ain't getting in no more. That's it. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah, that's exactly right, Knicks fans. I like that they keep stupid idiots out of it. Don't tell them nothing. Yeah, exactly, Dante. Yes, Lord, Monica. Yeah, no BSPN folks will be there. Winbag won't be there. Broussard won't be there. None of them guys. None of them fools will be there. Yeah. Right. Knicks finest. She is married, but I'm just talking about her as like a beautiful sculpture. I'm just admiring the sculpture. Whoever did that sculpture broke the mold. And especially with the trunk space, they did that perfectly. Perfectly. Summer League usually starts around the 4th of July, right? The week of the 4th of July. Yeah, the week of the 4th of July. Now, BSPN, Shams is going to get an interview, but he's not going to get the interview at MSG with all these other guys. They're going to get an interview. Yeah. Yeah. But, yeah, I'm trying to tell you nice. Yeah, that's a beautiful piece of art right there. Beautiful piece of art. Beautiful Smithsonian art. And it's alive. My gosh. Oh, yes. Taylor Rooks gets the pass. I don't care what she is, based on looks alone. Taylor, you can come in. Nah, you know what I like about Monica is she's cute. She's pretty, but she's cute. She's cute as hell. She's just the way she smiles and the way she looks sometimes. It's like almost like an innocence. It's just, I like Monica, man. There's a cuteness about her, man. She's pretty, but she's cute too. And she got a nice ass shape. Sure. Yeah, she got a shape a brother would like. Brothers know what I'm talking about. She got the shape a brother would like. Yeah, but I don't know, Andrew Abraham. I like her hair. I'd rather that than some people be wearing all these weaves and mess. She ain't got no weaves. That's her. That's her. Natural. All natural. The whole thing. Monica's natural. Just like that. Brothers will understand. It's all natural, right? Brother, you know what I'm talking about, right? It's natural, man. What you talking about, man? We don't want the weave. Keep that weave. Keep that mess. Too many sisters be wearing weaves, man. That's Monica's natural. That's her natural right there. Bring it on, sister. Yeah, she cute as hell, man. Yeah. Nah. The Knicks ain't stupid. Fans sometimes are stupid. Media is definitely stupid, but the Knicks ain't stupid. Yeah. Nah, she don't need Taylor Rooks here. To me, Taylor Rooks' highlight got nothing to do with her hair. Nothing. Taylor Rooks could be bald as Presley and still be fine too. Yeah. All right, Malik. Oh man. Yeah, the talk of blockbusters kind of left with Mark Berman. I think blockbuster was his favorite word. When are we gonna get a blockbuster? The blockbuster is coming. I see the blockbuster at the trade deadline. That's Mark Berman. Stephen A. don't have a hairline? I ain't know. Isn't Stephen A. going with that other sister on ESPN? What's her name? Monica? Is her name? No, not Monica. What's that sister? That Indian-looking sister. What's her name, man? Molly. Isn't Stephen A. going with Molly? I don't know. Isn't she? I know Molly used to be married to Rose, Jalen Rose, but I thought Stephen A. went and got, the seconds behind Jalen. I thought that was Stephen A.'s thing now. I don't know. But I thought Molly was with Stephen A. I don't know. Is she? I don't know. Oh, is that right? Oh, gosh, man. Oh, Stephen A. is the headquarters? Nah. Stephen A. is not Jamaican. I could tell by the shape of his head. See, I got the coconut Jamaican head. Who's Jamaican? I could tell you. I knew he was Jamaican the minute I saw him. What's that boy's name from the TV? Oh God, I knew he was Jamaican the minute I laid eyes on him. Man, I said, "This dude, this is Jamaican." And Mark said, "No, he's not." And later on, it came out he was Jamaican. What is that guy's name, man? Oh God, he's not a sports guy though. He's Jamaican. You can tell by the shape of his head. We Jamaicans have a certain shaped head. Yeah, I'm Jamaican. But Jamaicans got a certain shape to the skull. And what's that boy's name? Lester Holt. Lester Holt is definitely Jamaican. There is no doubt. Lester Holt is Jamaican. There is no doubt. There is absolutely no doubt. I knew that when I saw him. I said, that dude is Jamaican. There's no doubt. How you know? He got the coconut, man. He got it. He got the coconut. Stephen A. don't have the Jamaican head, though. He got headquarters. You know, Stephen A. is at headquarters. But he ain't got the Jamaican coconut, though. He ain't got that one. He ain't got that. Lester Holt. Yes, Lester Holt is definitely Jamaican. There's no doubt. He cannot deny it. He is from the Jamaica. That boy's head come from coconut land. There's no doubt. Patrick Ewing, Jamaican too. Patrick Ewing, Jamaican. Me too, Curious Kev. Gary Trent. What did he play for? Did Gary Trent play for the Milwaukee Bucks this year? I think he did. I tell you what. I think he costs more money than Landry Shamet. Don't he? What y'all think? I think Gary Trent will cost more money than Landry Shamet. Landry Shamet you can get for an NBA minimum. I don't think you can get Gary Trent for NBA minimum. For my money, I'm sticking with Shamet. You know, for my money, I'm sticking with Shamet. Let me see. Because Gary Trent's going to cost a little bit more money. Let me see. Milwaukee Bucks. Where is this at? There. He was on the Bucks this past season, if I'm not mistaken. Gary Trent. Let me see. How much was he, Gary Trent? Or was he? I know he was on. I know he was on Toronto. Let me see with Gary Trent. Well, I don't know. He just had a $2.6 million deal this past year. He might be available. But, you know, honestly, if I had to pick between Gary Trent and a healthy Shamet, I'm picking Shamet. Honestly. Shamet's better defensively, and he can shoot the rock when he's healthy, right? So I'm taking Shamet. I'm going to take Shamet. Gary, if they both are alike now. Malik Monk, why would you – John, Malik Monk, do you know how much he costs? Malik Monk ain't no used car, man. I'm saying Malik Monk. Nah, man. Nah. Let's get Malik Monk. I think he's in an $80 million deal. Let me see. Malik Monk. He's getting 19 million this year, 20 million next year, 22. He's too expensive for us. No, maybe he's not. We not. He signed a 4-year, $78 million deal. Yeah, forget Malik Monk. Forget him. Yeah, we got Shamet, minimum contract. We got DeLon Wright. I'm good with that. Yeah. Why would we make a deal for Keon Ellis? We got Josh Hart already. We got Josh Hart. Why do we need Keon Ellis? We got Josh Hart. And what about Kobe White? Kobe White is too expensive. He's not a minimum contract player. Kobe White, let me see. He's on, and I think Chicago is planning on keeping him, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think Chicago letting Kobe White walk. Let me see here. Kobe White. He's $13 million this year. He's going to be unrestricted free agent of $24 million cap hold. He's getting at least $20 million a year in his next deal. So no, he ain't going nowhere. Yeah, he ain't going nowhere. So Kobe White's not somebody we need to be discussing. He's not in our stratosphere. He's out of our orbit. Too expensive. See, y'all just can't throw names out there, man. Come on, man. Have some thought behind your name. Shamet is minimum contract, plays tremendous defense. Can you get that from anybody else? Somebody $3 million or under that can play defensive like that or shoot like Shamet? $3 million. Because you're not going to get that from Kobe White. He's going to be $20 million a year. Dennis Schroeder, and why? Nelly, no. Are you trying to replace Deuce? Don't say that. Are you trying to replace Deuce? Well, don't say that. Are you trying to replace Brunson? Don't say that. Well, you're trying to replace Shamit? No. That's what I'm saying. Why would we want what we want him for? I think we're good. Schroeder's good, but we think we're good. We're good. Plus, did you all see Schroeder with Detroit last year? I think Schroeder's staying in Detroit. Why wouldn't he? I mean, he has a good situation in Detroit. He probably tired of moving him and his German wife all over the place. I think he stays with Detroit. Let me see what's here. Schroeder. Schroeder is an unrestricted free agent. Plus, Schroeder's 32 years old, man. Yeah, nah. You could see Cole Anthony, Michael Drake. How could you see Cole Anthony? He just got traded to Memphis. I think we're good. Would y'all cut it out, man? We don't need these guys. What y'all talking about? He just got traded to Memphis. Cole Anthony's a Memphis Grizzly right now. And I think we're good. What do we need Cole Anthony for? I think we're good. Cole Anthony's good, but we're already good. We can't keep just stacking players because we like their names. Cole Anthony's making $13 million this year, and he's got a team option for $13 million next year. He's too expensive for us. Yeah, he's too expensive for us. We don't need Cole Anthony. We're good. I think we have 2 second-round picks, Curious Kev. Late second-round picks. Yeah, let's get Greg Anthony. And, Greg Anthony gets along very well with Larry Johnson. And Larry Johnson's already still in New York Knicks. Let's re-sign Larry Johnson. Let's get Greg Anthony. Anderson Hunt. They all played together at UNLV. Anderson Hunt, let's get him too. How about that? Yeah. AP, improvement. I don't think you're getting it. Improvement doesn't mean trades and new contracts. Continuity is improvement. Continuity is stronger improvement than trades and new contracts. Okay? That's how we get better, with the same guys. I know that's hard for you. I know it's hard, right? No, but the same guys coming back can make us better. Same guys. Same guys coming back. I know it's hard to fathom, but it's true. Same guys coming back can make us better. I like Malcolm Brogdon, but again, I think he's too expensive. I like Malcolm Brogdon, but I don't think he comes back with no NBA minimum. I don't think he does. Malcolm Brogdon? Let's see, Malcolm Brogdon. Malcolm. I don't think he comes back for an NBA minimum. I don't think he does. Let me see. I think let's see, Brogdon he signed a 2-year, $45 million deal with Indiana. So he's got this year, well, he's unrestricted this year coming up, right? He's unrestricted. But can we agree Brogdon, even coming off the bench, is injury prone? In fact, I think we can say Brogdon is more injury prone than Deuce, and Deuce is not injury prone. So no, we don't need Brogdon either. I think we're good. Yeah, Brogdon gets hurt a lot, and he's good when he plays, but it's like he's like the Jaguar. When it's rolling, it's sweet. Otherwise, it's in the shop. Yeah. If it's not rolling, it's not because you got it parked in the garage. It's because it's parked in somebody's garage in a shop. Brogdon is an honorary member of the Anthony Ambulan School of Unavailability. So no, we don't need Brogdon. I hope so, Andrew Abraham. I believe we would have made the finals with Tom Thibodeau. Well, like I said, Kolek has got a big summer ahead, so we got to see what he looks like in the summer. Kolek's got to learn to play defense, and he's got to show that he's better than Cameron Payne. Kolek's competition is Cameron Payne. He's got to show he's better than Cameron Payne. He is not better than Dylan Wright right now. Can he be better than Cameron Payne? We'll see. Yeah, so. Yeah, I'm not buying that Coach Hauser. I think Hoop Party will be in the rotation. Like I said, I think Hoop Party is going to be here. I think he's going to be balling. I think you're going to see a lot of Hoop Party this year, unless he gets hurt. I think you're going to see a lot of Hoop Party. If Mitch Robinson is starting, you're going to really see a lot of Hoop Party because he's going to be your first center off the bench. I think he will be. So so we'll see. Yeah, so I don't know. Brogdon, yeah, Schroeder, Schroeder stays with Detroit as far as I see. I think he's going to stay with Detroit. Why wouldn't they want him back? He played a big role in their run this year. I think he's back. Yeah, I think he's back. Hard to say, Andrew Abraham. I think Precious, in my view, is worth at least $8 million per. I see 3 years, $24 million for him. I don't know if he'll get that, but I think he's worth that. I think so too, Coach Hauser. I think Taylor Jenkins will be fishing with Mitch Rob, and I think he's gonna like Ariel Hoop Party. I think so too. I agree with you. Yeah, I don't like Brogdon, man. Forget Brogdon. I'm agreeing with you. I forget Brogdon. Yeah, I agree with you. Nope. But Hoop Party gonna play this year. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Either he's the first center off the bench behind Mitchell Robinson, or he's behind Mitchell Robinson on the bench. Either way, he's gonna play this year. I'm gonna tell you that right now. He's gonna play. I mean, let me ask y'all in fact, let me do a poll before we cut out of here. I'm gonna do a poll with y'all. Y'all ready? I'm gonna do a poll. Let's do a daggone poll. Let me just do a poll here. Where is it? Can I do a poll? Where's the poll? Yeah, start a poll. Okay. Here we go. Here's your question. All right, here. All right, here we go. You ready? Here you go. Here's your question. Who should start at the 5 for the Knicks? We're talking about 25, 26. Who should start in October at the 5 for the Knicks? Now, when you vote, you're actually making a statement of who's going to play the 4 as well. Okay, you're making a statement. So let's see, who do you all see? Who do you want starting at the center for the New York Knicks? Let's see what we got so far. The votes are rolling in. We're not going to announce a winner yet, but the votes are rolling in. So, all right. So those of you that want Mitchell Robinson to start at the 5, right? Are you putting Cat at the 4? It's a dumb question, but I'm going to ask anyway. Are you putting Cat at the 4? If you start Mitchell Robinson at the 5, are you putting Cat at the 4? Okay. If you start in Cat, who's playing the 4? And who's the starter that's coming in? Is it Precious? Is it Deuce? If you're going to start Cat and bring Mitchell Robinson off the bench, for you guys that are not voting for Cat, who comes in to start? Deuce. Okay. I thought that would be okay. I actually don't mind if Mitchell Robinson started at the 5. Hoop Party will get more minutes. And I think Hoop Party will be with Deuce and Hart will be dynamic coming off the bench. I really think so. But even if you started Cat at the 5 and you brought in Mitch Rob with Deuce, if you started Deuce, I think he's still going to be in good shape. Yeah. No, I agree with you. Dad Pool on YouTube. That's why I don't want to play him more than 25 minutes a game. Then he plays the whole season. If you start trying to play him 30 minutes, you're going to mess up. I think he's better playing 25 minutes a game. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see how this works out. But if the Knicks are going to go 10 deep, they're all going to play. If the Knicks are going to go 10 deep, you're going to see all of them cats ball. Okay. I hope they just have a strong summer, come back healthy in the fall, and be ready to go. Yeah, exactly. I'm with you, curious, Kev. I completely agree with that. Limit his minutes to 25 a game, even if you're starting. Limit his minutes. And with that, Hoop Porty should get at least 15 minutes a game. I agree with you, Coach House. That's true too. I ain't going for it. That's true too. So let's see. Let's see how the new coach does things. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. Everybody's gonna be curious to see how he runs his, how he runs things. I'm also curious to know though, who is going to be the summer league coach? Is Dice going to be around to be the summer league coach? Because the summer league coach will tell you a lot about what's going to happen. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see, man. All right. Let me step off. Hey, listen. Always fun. Enjoy your Father's Day, y'all. Enjoy the Father's Day. Always fun to hang out with y'all. I had my Father's Day meal today. I had me 2 Five Guy cheeseburgers today. 2 of them. I am stuffed. I had 2 Five Guys cheeseburgers today. 2 of them double cheeseburgers, man. It was good. Onions, pickles, lettuce, tomato. 2 Five Guys double cheeseburgers, man. I enjoyed it. I'm stuffed too. That was good. Yeah. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out here. Happy Father's Day to all of you. Thank you for hanging out a little bit today. We're going to continue our series tomorrow. I really feel like the Knicks going to choose a coach this week. They're going to choose a coach this week. And I think it's going to be Taylor Jenkins. And I'll be excited about that. I like him. I think it'll be good. But enjoy. Please be safe out there. It's dangerous, as you see in the news. Very dangerous on the streets these days. Be safe out there. Yeah, I can't eat no fries, man. I love fries. They just don't like me. Thank you, Sister Love Blue.